feeling. When we are a student of JNU, especially CHS, especially maybe some people from the CHS, Srinath Nagar was very strict on it, and they are very particular of it. So why I am saying, because JNU is always known for the cultural and intellectual discussion and schools. People have the various notion about the outside, JNU like this. But if you are a student of JNU, you have the better understanding about if the right and left people sit together and discussion to each other, and they respect to their views. So in this context, that means discussion is always a very important part of our life. So in this context, our previous speakers have discussed about so many things about the Central Asia and India. I work with the KPMG and the Deloitte, so our main focus on the technological support, especially in the Central Asia. See, any country, especially 2047, more than 74 year we just celebrated, still India is making in the process. Still we are fighting for the survival. We are making very strong, various development we have done it. So we cannot expect that suddenly Central Asia became a very great power and superpower. Definitely Central Asian people have a lot of expectation from the India, and India has the limited resources. Just when the Central Asia got the independence, among the Muslim countries, especially Saudi Arabia and Iran, the Muslim country got the independence, so they have the very different historia, and especially Turkey and Central Asia, Turkey and Iran and Saudi Arabia start fighting to each other to play a very dominant role. We have already studied on it. So what happened? In the initial stage, Turkey people have especially Central Asia people have the very religious and ethnic identity more than the Indian context. They got the opportunity to connect with their own people, but suddenly they lost their interest in Turkey or Iran. Why? Because these two countries still not a very developed in the different parts. They cannot provide the various financial and technological support. So, in the same way, our friend from the Central Asia just mentioned on it, the Indian government is not investing a lot of the things in Central Asia, because for us, Central Asia is very important for us, because if you look at the geographical position, if you look at India as a whole, you can find out more than 20 crore population in India, especially from the Muslim community. And our neighbor, especially Pakistan, always project themselves that we are the champion of Islam. And from throughout the history, we can see we have the fought 3 wars on the particular issues, and still Pakistan creating a kind of projecting themselves as the champion of Islam, and especially Turkey is also helping this country. So why India is very much interested in the Central Asia? Because being a majority Muslim country, India give to the present themselves as a best model in the particular country. See, these Muslim country want a friendly relation with Indian country. Why? Because India always respect to each other. So in my presentation, I have already briefed, because we have already discussed, so many people have already discussed, we have the very strong cultural ethnic relation with the Central Asian republics. We have more than 3,000 years, we have the various connection on it, especially Mughals, they come from the Central Asia. They established their, the speech still recently, you can see in India so many Central Asian impact on art and architecture. So we cannot separate from cultural impact Indian and Central Asia. Here I am going to discuss about the media. See, in especially digital media, how I cannot go to the economic perspective, because Central Asian people still have a lot of expectation from the government of India. So it's an extension neighborhood problem and all. My question is that how media people, especially being a part of Soviet Union, Central Asian country, always, especially journalists face, not feel a freedom kind of thing. Journalism, especially media, is not as free as the European model. So journalists always feel as a kind of threat in the Central Asian country. Because of that, still Russian impact, yeah, Soviet impact is still prevalent. So in my paper, just I want to highlight how internet, digital transformation can help to the Central Asian people, how young generation can avail the technological benefit from the India, how India can help these people, how skill development initiative as government of India have already started in various universities, how this initiative can help to the Central Asian country, so the Central Asian people can get the help from the technological kind of thing, so they can develop at the very, they can develop their country, they can develop in a very international platform. So these are the very small things which I am going to elaborate in my paper. I will publish it. So just I am concluding my point, that technology and media always play a very significant role for any development. Resources can distinguish and can vanish, but technological and technology always provide economic prosperity in any particular country. So these are my last words. Just I am concluding my point. All the papers I will submit to the when the publish. So this is my presentation. Just I am concluding on it. Thank you so much, sir.